Welcome everyone to the recap of the Bahrain Grand Prix, the first round of the season in Season 7 of SRL and F1 2021, where we'll review the first race of the season here in Sakir on the Bahrain International Circuit. In qualifying, it was a Mercedes front row lookout with Alexei Koivuniemen taking the pole position with 125.7 ahead of his teammate and reigning world champion Jensen Rendel. From the René van der Stap, Reese March, Jesper Lampinen, Colin Higgins, myself, Niek van Gelder, Sander Dulis, Logan Ron, and Max Mulder completing the top 10. Behind them, Robin Hersenhagen, Dion Staal, Jeremy Rusic, and Samuel Brandt completing the grid of the 14 drivers racing in the first round of the season. So 2 seconds separating the field in qualifying as we head up for the first race of the season. So after the lights went out, it was a good start from the two Mercedes drivers at the front, with Alexei Koivuniemen maintaining the lead into turn 1 despite Jensen Rendel having a look up the inside there. A relatively clean start. Everybody managed to make it through the first few corners without causing any incidents, and it was the two Mercedes maintaining position. René van der Stap in third place and Jesper Lampinen ahead of Reese March, who also made a pretty good start from fourth place. And you can see a few position changes further down in the field through the S's. Bahrain has a lot of overtaking opportunities, a lot of hard braking zones as well, where it's easy to make a block pass. And Reese March battling with the AlphaTauri of Jesper Lampinen, tagging his left rear tire on the end of the first lap in the final corner, spinning into the wall and losing his front wing, which brought out a brief virtual safety car. But luckily he didn't end his race there and was able to continue his way. After that, battle between Max Mulder in the Aston Martin and myself, Niek van Gelder in the Red Bull, started to emerge on the end of lap 2 as DRS got enabled from lap 3 onwards, of course. Me and Red Bull there on the inside of Max on the run up towards turn 1, and this actually evolved into nearly a race long battle between us two. And you can see there into turn 1, Max having the preferred line on the inside of turn 2, managing to hold position. Having a look up the inside now into turn 4 as well, where it is possible to make a block pass. Still running side by side. And the Alpine of Logan Ron closing up as well, as Max and I were battling it out for 5th position at this stage. A yellow flags as well in sector 1, which is caused by Jeremy Rusic spinning his car on the exit of turn 4 and dropping back to the back of the field. Later on, you can see quite a big group here starting to emerge, battling it out for P5. You can see the Haas there of Leslie van der Stap at the front of that battle for third place. And the AlphaTauri and Aston Martin of Max Mulder and Jesper Lampinen battling it out there for P4. You can see myself and Red Bull there taking advantage as well, moving up into 5th place ahead of Jesper Lampinen. Here you can see a replay from the onboard as well. Max fighting with Jesper Lampinen there on the run up towards turn 4. Outbraking him into turn 4 as well. There was a bit of contact there. Lampinen was forced wide, allowing myself to take the position. On to lap 6 then, a slipstream battle still for this fight for 4th position. It did allow René van der Stap to actually pull away from this group a little bit in 3rd place. You can see that the Alpine and the Red Bull of myself fighting it out for P4, which actually allowed Max Mulder as well to just take a few tenths out of us. From the aerial shot there, you can see myself defending 4th place again from Logan Ron, who had a tough time trying to get past this battle, because he definitely did have really good pace, but it was a big challenge for him to actually get through the field and get through this group to chase after René van der Stap in 3rd place. Still, the two Mercedes at the front. At this point, they already had a 6-second lead on lap 6, so pretty much being a second a lap faster. Here you can see another onboard from myself, squeezing through the middle there as Max Mulder and Logan Ron were fighting it out. And here you can see another replay of that very overtake there. And that was still the battle for 4th place on the start of lap 7. And you can see as well, Leslie van der Stap 7.6 seconds behind the two Mercedes drivers already. So they were in a league of their own. Here you can see Sander Dulis battling it out with the AlphaTauri of Jesper Lampinen. Max Mulder there at the back of this group as well, fighting with Reese March, who is recovering from his early crash. And Sander Dulis maintaining 8th position at the moment after getting the pass done on Jesper Lampinen. On to lap 10 now. 3 wide moment there into turn 4 for the Aston Martin of Max Mulder, getting the block pass done there on Lampinen, and Reese March taking advantage. And Jesviger, as he's nicknamed, demoted down to 11th position and outside of the points. Lap 11, 9 seconds was the advantage for the two Mercedes drivers. Battling it up with each other, they were still able to follow each other, but they were absolute class to pull away from everybody else like that. A few split strategies going on as well. You can see myself there pitting for the hard tires, trying to stretch it and do a one stop. A lot of drivers as well opting for mediums to make it a two stop, to either 2 sets of mediums or a set of mediums and softs. So a lot of different strategies going on, and still Sandro Dooley is now actually getting in front of myself, Niek van Gelder, after the pit stop phase. This was just after I had pitted to the hard tires. Everybody else running, or most other drivers, apart from the two Mercedes drivers at the front, running with mediums. And the Mercedes is still out on the softs. So you can see Reese March overtaking myself. I started to struggle here after a bit of contact with Max caused me to have a bit of front wing damage. As you can see from the replay here, Max Mulder driving it up the inside into turn 10, really trying to do the crossover, and Max then having a bit of a moment with the rear end, losing his car slightly into my path and causing the front wing end plate to fly off. After that, a great battle started to emerge between Max Mulder and Sandro Dooley for 7th place at this stage in the race on lap 14. You can see Sandro Dooley there attacking Max Mulder back into turn 4, but Mulder hanging it on the outside. And here's Sandro using the slipstream to this time try it into turn 10, getting the move done for P6 on lap 15. Max Mulder trying to do the crossover there, swing it around the outside of turn 11, but didn't manage to do so in the end. And still, Jensen Randall was leading by 3.8 seconds at this stage to his teammate Alexei Koivunemi, 7.8 seconds clear of Logan Run, who finally managed to get through that group and start chasing after the leaders. After that, a safety car was called out after Jesper Lampinen crashed his car and was the first one to retire in the race. Unfortunately, after the race restart, the race was neutralized again. Everybody bunched up, and still the two Mercedes managing to defend the leads. But Logan and Ron did manage to, of course, close that gap due to the safety car and be right at the tail of the two Mercedes in front of him. Lots of battling there behind as well. The two guys of Sandro Dooley and Dion Stahl fighting it out for P6, trying to start the season in a good way. 11 laps to go at this stage, so pretty much like a sprint till the end. And the two Red Bulls still struggling, myself and Jure Mursic in 11th and 12th place respectively, should I say. Max Mulder there up the inside of René van der Stap there for 4th position, but Van der Stap holding on at this point, and Logan Ron already pulling away from this group behind, led by Van der Stap in 4th place. So the two Mercedes drivers are only two to be on the soft tires at this stage, trying to stretch it till the end. And behind that, Sandro Dooley has now started to battle it out with Reese March as well. We had a really good recovery drive, of course, being helped with the safety cars as well, to get back into the top 10 and try and salvage a few points. Jure Husic fighting with Colin Hitchens on the outside there. Jure tagging him and spinning into the wall, losing his front wing. He was able to continue his way, trying to salvage a few points, but he did retire in the end. So Marusic was the second retirement of the race after struggling a lot with damage on his bodywork and the floor of the car. So here you can see his onboards of his two incidents. You can see this was the first spin on lap 3 where he lost control of his RB16B, and this is now on lap 20 with Colin Hitchens on the outside there having contact and smashing into the wall and somehow not actually breaking a wheel, but it didn't really matter in the end since he did put into the pit lane and retire. After that, a great battle between the two McLarens. Sam Brandt on his SRL return fighting it out with his McLaren teammate Robin Hersdagen, and it was myself at the front there. I really dropped off from the group in front because I was having ERS problems. My ERS battery was stuck open, and so I kept running out trying to fix it, but my lap times completely fell off the cliff. And you can see there the Alpine of Colin Hitchens after that touch with Joe Marisic, still trying to recover and move up a few positions. But great to see the two McLarens fighting out, and also the two Mercedes drivers talking about teammate battles. They're fighting out at the front as well. Jensen Rendell was still maintaining the lead at this stage. You can see the helmet for myself, double overtake into turn 1 there, really deep into the first corner should I say, but managing to make it stick. Another move up the inside here into turn 8 on the McLaren of Sam Brandt. It was pretty good battle, but only for 2 points, 9th position. Another battle for 6th position was still raging on between Sander Dulis and Reece March. Sander Dulis, who had a really good end to the season last year after taking a while to get going in the first half of the season. He's trying to get his season 7 off to a good start here on F1 2021, and still defending from Reece March in 6th place, which is definitely a good bunch of points. You can see the two of them there driving all the way up to the pit wall on the right hand side. Sander trying to defend, and Reece trying to just take that slipstream, trying to get on the outside, which turns to the inside for turn 3, but not being able to make it stick on that occasion. Lap 25, still only 5 tenths between the two Mercedes teammates who had already pulled away from Logan Ron in 3rd place. Here you can see the two McLarens and myself fighting it out for P9 on lap 25. Bit of a moment there for myself in the exit, and then making contact with Sam Brandt, spinning into the wall in the exact same place as my teammate Juma Rusic, and ending my race. And that called out another safety car, which was a real blessing for drivers like Logan Aron, who managed to close up again. Here you can see another replay from the onboard. A bit of oversteer on the exit of turn 3, and then tagging Sam Brandt with my left front tire into the wall. And that was all she wrote. So the race was neutralized again with just 3 laps to go at this stage. And safety car actually stayed out for another lap. So at the actual restart, it was a really short sprint of just 2 laps, lap 28 of 29, and a sprint race till the end. Everybody trying to just fight for position and be as aggressive as possible, because this is where everything counts in this final 2 laps till the end. So Logan Aron actually managed to really capitalize on that, as was Max Mulder. Alexei Kovalemi being swallowed by the field there, dropping down after having such a good race, making contact with Sander Dulis there, spinning into the wall, and retiring from the race. So unfortunate for Alexei Kovalemi, who looked so strong this weekend and definitely seems to be a championship contender this year, even though it's very early days. You can see this is the onboard from Sandro. He just tagged him and spun into the wall, and Sandro then having a few difficulties rejoining the track as well, making contact with the McLaren there, spinning as well, and getting front wing damage. He did manage to salvage 1 point, but at the front it was Jensen Randall who continued where he left off last season, as he took the checkered flag after 29 laps with a really close battle with Logan Aron, only a few tenths behind. But 25 points for the defending world champion. Also a really surprising podium for Dion Stahl for the first time since China in 2017 season 3. On the comeback of penalties, Max Mulder crossed the line in 3rd place, but he was 5 tenths behind on the official results after an earlier penalty. So these are your final results. Jensen Randall taking the victory, just 3 tenths of a second in front of Logan Aron, and behind him Dion Stahl with a really great and surprising podium finish in his first race of the season. That's definitely better than he would have probably expected his season 7 campaign to start off. Really good race from Max Mulder as well, really solid P4. Good race from Rennie van der Stap as well in P5 in front of Reece March, who recovered well after that early crash. Robin Harrison in 7th place in front of Sam Brandt on his SRL return. Colin Higgins picking up 2 points, and Sander Dulis, despite that spin in the end, in 10th place. And for DNFs, Alexei Koivuniemen, myself, Niek van Gelder, Juma Rusic, and Jesper Lempinen didn't manage to reach the end of the race. But that was a recap of the first race of the season. Make sure to tune in for the second round of the season at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, where we'll hopefully see another action-packed race. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in Austria.